At every stage in our life, we make decisions that will greatly impact the life of the person we will become. And then we become that person. But we're not always thrilled at those past decisions we made or the person we've become. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to Get Into Flow. If it's your first time here, I welcome you. For my longtime listeners, welcome back. We are in season 4, believe it or not, season 4 of the podcast. And what's new is that we're live on YouTube. So if you're watching me on YouTube now, hello and welcome. If you're listening to me through any of the podcasting platforms, head on over to YouTube and you can see and watch this podcast. And just a quick reminder, the Get Into Flow podcast, we're here to shift our mindset. I want to help you identify new perspectives and take action to inspire the kind of change in your life that will allow you to live unapologetically true to you. It's a life that you can look back on with pride and no regrets. So I'm here, your host, Coach Sabrina. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm committed to helping you build courage to take the first step out of your comfort zone towards your goals on your self-development journey. So what can you expect this season? Well, YouTube, video, that's a big one, and a lot more solo shows. Yes. I am going to bring back my solo episodes to just talk to y'all a little more because I kind of missed it. But of course, I will have my guests from all over the world. So don't worry, every second episode right now is looking to be a guest episode. So first you can connect with me, and then you can connect with my guests. All right, so enough of that. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of today's episode. Do you realize that the thoughts that you think influence your emotions, which then influence your behavior and eventually the person that you become? So given this, if your thoughts are always, I'm not good enough, I can never do it, I'll never make it, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too that, it stops you from becoming a person that you want to be. It stops you from becoming somebody else that you are maybe striving to become, a part of your personality that you want to establish. It stops you from trying new things. It stops you from growing. I think at the end of the day, let's just be real. Not allowing yourself to step out of your comfort zone, being held back by your limiting beliefs, it stops you from growing. Why? Because you don't want to try new things. You don't think you're capable of trying new things. And so you just stay in your bubble or that comfort zone because it's familiar. Well, this summer, I want to share with you a story. This summer, I stepped way out of my comfort zone. Oh boy, did I ever. I'm not someone who is scared of change, but, like most people, we like to feel safe and certain in the familiar. So when it comes to dance, as most of you know, that's my background, professional dancer, teacher, and now coach. So when it comes to dancing for myself, I was focused so much on teaching that I wasn't really taking classes anymore. I was kind of just very safe in what I knew when it came to my expertise in dance. But over this past year, I decided, let me challenge myself a little bit. So I started taking a heels class. Heels, for those of you who know, or maybe you don't, let me tell you, heels is intense. It's a very commercial style dynamic dance where you're wearing 4-inch heels while you're dancing. It could be like a street jazz kind of dance. It could even be hip hop in heels, but you're wearing heels throughout. So balance comes into play, new technique, right? It's a whole new way of moving and dancing that I had never really discovered before. And a lot of people were like, yeah, but Sab, you're a ballroom dancer. You dance in heels all the time. Not the same, my friends. Heels technique is something in its own. Heels technique is no joke. There are drills, there are ways to move, there are ways to shift your weight so that you can dance successfully in heels. It's not the same thing as ballroom dancing. So I had to go back to my beginner mindset. And let me tell you, that first class I took, I was not good. I was shaky, I was unbalanced, I was all over the place, I was uncertain, I was not comfortable in my body. And for someone who's been dancing for over 35 years, that feeling was not fun. So I left that class and I was super disappointed. How could I not be? I was super disappointed in how I performed, I expected more from myself. But what I didn't let myself do is get caught up with that feeling. Because what could easily have happened is that disappointment took over. I self sabotage and I don't try. Versus what I did do is I had to remind myself that this is new for me and it's okay that I suck because I'm trying it for the first time. So I had to really give myself a pep talk. And this is where the mindset shifting comes in. So important to just say to yourself, okay, it's okay to be a beginner again. It's okay, even if in dance, I am a professional or I'm at a certain level. In this specific type of dancing, it's totally new to me. And so give myself permission to just take it one class at a time, to go back to the basics, to be vulnerable, to not have to also worry about what other people are thinking. Because what goes through my head, or what I had to stop going through my head, is, oh, but they know me as Sabrina, this certain dancer. They're maybe judging me because they've seen me dance in other styles and I'm not able to do this dance as well as the other dances, so I'm not that good of a dancer. Whereas, let's be honest, that was the dialogue in my head. Nobody else cares. Everyone there is focused on themselves. No one is caring what you look like or what you're doing or judging you to that extent. So that I had to remove from my brain. And the best thing I did for myself was go back the following week and stay consistent and keep reminding myself that this is a work in progress, that with anything new, it takes practice, it takes discipline. And I'm proud of myself for remaining disciplined and for remaining consistent and really making sure that I was in that beginner growth mindset because that was the way that I was going to learn. And so, moral of the story is when you try something new, you're not going to be good at it, most likely. And that's okay. That's the beauty of it, because that's an opportunity for you to say, all right, do I want to get better? Number one, because if it's something you don't like to do, then don't even waste your time or effort. But if it's something that you try, that you like, and you want to get better at it, you have to remind yourself, shift your perspective, and say, give myself a chance. I need to take it one day at a time. Don't give up. Let's just keep going, keep pushing. And by the end of the summer, I was in a video for this heels technique class doing choreography that I got better at because I kept practicing. My heels technique got better because I kept practicing and I kept going to class and I kept pushing myself. And I'm actually proud of the result. I'm not a professional heels dancer by all means, but I'm proud of the result of me showing up and doing the hard thing. And now by doing that, I prove to myself that I can do all the hard things. I could do anything and everything. And that's a beautiful thing. If at the beginning of the year you had told me, Sab, you're going to become a heels dancer, and first you're not going to be good at it, but then you're eventually going to gain the courage and the confidence that you're going to need to just keep going and keep working hard, I would have never believed you. Why? Because number one, I was scared to put myself out there and try a new dance style of looking silly for myself. And two, I didn't think I still had it in me to learn something new and work on performance and choreography and technique and all of that. So the limiting beliefs I had were, you're past your prime. Can you still keep up with everybody else? You're clearly much older than everybody else. So are you going to be able to do it? All of these things. And I hope you recognize if there's the same thought pattern that goes through your mind, that these are all ways that your brain wants to keep you safe. Because without these thoughts, you're putting yourself out there. You're taking the risk to try something new, and that puts you in a vulnerable position. So these thoughts are designed to just keep you safe. And safe is great if you're in immediate danger or real danger. The danger I was in is a perceived danger of humiliation, of embarrassment, of not being able to do it. I had to realize that, again, that was in my mind. I was the only one judging me. And I think the most important thing for me was realizing that I could still learn and I could still do the things that I want to do. So for you all listening, think of the person that you are right now. And is there anything else that you want to accomplish? Are you the person who wants to try a new dance class? Are you the person who wants to learn a new skill? Are you the person who wants to change your eating habits, change your exercise habits? Whatever it is that you feel you want to do, I want you to realize that it is all within your control. And it is never too late. It is never a bad timing. If it's something you really want, what I always help my clients understand too, to give yourself that little bit more motivation that you need to really go through it, is what is your why? What is your real reason for doing this? I'll give you an example. A lot of parents want to get in better shape. They want to eat better, they want to exercise. And yes, there are immediate health benefits to doing that, changing your lifestyle to help yourself accommodate something a little more healthy. But if you dig deep and say, but my real why for wanting to do this is I want to be healthy for my kids. I want to be able to play with my kids, to run around with them, to not be out of breath if we're playing tag in the backyard or if we're playing catch, right? So there's always a deeper why than the immediate, I want to be healthy. And yay, I want to be healthy is a great one, but why do you want to be healthy? What is it that you want that health to do for you? Where do you want it to take you? What is maybe lacking a little bit now that with that added benefit of the health, of eating better, of exercising, for example, what is that going to bring you? How will that change your life? How will that make your life better? And let's also realize that we've come so far and acknowledge and appreciate everything that we have. If there's any part of that life that can be even better, why not go for it? But ask yourself, why do I want this? Why do I want a better paying job? Just for the money? But what is that money going to bring you? Is it going to bring you financial freedom? Is it going to bring you some kind of emotional stress relief that you can be home with your kids or add more travel to your lifestyle and work less because you're getting a higher salary? What is your trade-off? And at the end of the day, again, what is your why? So all of this leads us to the main message of today's episode, which is choose growth over comfort. Comfort is great. It will only get you so far. Growth will take you where you are meant to go. If you're not quite sure where that is, you could start by just journaling. Journal everything that you're grateful for, everything that's going amazing, and then maybe little areas of improvement. Where can your life be even better? And I encourage you to dream big. Don't hold back just because you don't see the potential yet. Dream big. Ask the universe, the higher gods, whoever, whatever you believe in. Ask for what you desire. And then we figure out the how. We figure out the path to get there. But you don't have to have it all figured out before you start. And that'll be another episode in itself. But for now, what is it that you want in your life? And if you're hesitant to choose growth over comfort, journal about that too, or ask yourself, what am I scared of? Because let me tell you, it was scary to jump into that heels class with the potential of making a fool of myself, in air quotes, because it's only me who would think that. So let's also reframe that thought. It's scary jumping into something new, but it's a hell of a lot scarier staying where you are. That's my personal opinion. And if you feel the same way, this episode is definitely for you. This podcast is for you. I am your coach here for you because together we can create the change that will bring you to that next step. And at the end of the day, I just want you to feel fulfilled. I don't want you to create change just to create change. I want you to create meaningful change, something that will bring you more in your life. And fun fact, well, it's maybe not fun, but it's a fact. The most common regret that people have towards the end of their life is not going for it when they had the chance, is not taking that risk when they had the chance, waiting too long, having too many excuses. And if you notice yourself in the pattern of excuses, ask yourself why. What am I protecting myself from? Because it's okay. You are protecting yourself. Your brain, again, is keeping you safe. But what if it works out? What will it bring me? And allow that to get you excited. So the thought I will leave you on is, if you had no fear, no regret, no chance for doing anything wrong, no judgment, nothing, what would you do? What would you try? How could you put yourself out there if you felt safe? because often we don't put ourselves out there when we feel like it's too big of a risk. But I do want you to ask yourself, what is the one thing that if I could guarantee I would succeed at, what would I do? And then ask yourself why you're not just going to go for it if it's that important for you. Because for me, it was, again, a challenge of learning a new dance style. I also encourage you to try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least you tried it, no regrets. And maybe, surprisingly, delightfully, you're going to love it like me. And now I'm going to do more classes. And I've been taking these classes consistently for months to prove to myself that I could still do new things, that I could do the hard things, that I could learn new things, and that I can make them my own. So what is it that you're going to do for yourself today? Thank you all for being here to open season 4 of the Get Into Flow podcast. Next week, we have a guest joining us all the way from Australia. And every week, every Tuesday, a new episode will be released. Thank you for being here. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. Would love to have you part of the community.